Hey guys, welcome back to Bog of All Trades. And today we're going to be unboxing, configuring and running a small test on the Oukitel P1500E Plus. It's a 1800 watt power station with peak output up to 3600 watts and a battery of 1536 watt hours. We have bought this in order to run router tests on the beach or on other large areas where we can get accurate results on many points, and you'll be able to see them later up there.
Bog of all trades. I do everything and more.
Let's begin with the unboxing. It comes in this box. We have purchased it from AliExpress. They have very cheap shipping, cheaper than on the official website, possibly because they do not show the dangerous goods label, so it's kind of on the gray edge there. On the box, you can see the specifications on the side over here. Everything is packaged well in styrofoam. On the top, we have a styrofoam box with a PV connector. This here is the standard connector for photovoltaic modules or solar panels, and this here is an AC adapter. There is no car adapter included. Additionally, we have an instruction manual, quick start guide, and a warranty card. And this pin over here, which is going to probably be used to factory reset the power station. And then we have the power station itself. This here is the power station. It has a weight of 14.2 kilograms, pretty heavy, but still able to be transported with you everywhere. It has 4 plugs, 1 car plug, and 4 USB ports. These 2 will be USB-A ports, and these 2 will be USB-C ports, including one which has 100 watts quick charge. Then we also have DC ports over here. Then on the side right here, we have an AC plug with a circuit breaker, a ground terminal, a switch between quick and slow charging, and a photovoltaic input port. To turn on the power station, all we do is click power. It takes a while. Now it's started. We can see its current charge is 27% and it has 99 hours of battery life at the current discharge. The different functions can be enabled using these buttons. For example, we can turn on the light, which you can't really see in this lighting. It has a stable mode and blink modes, although it's really weak for this power station. Let's enable the AC output. Currently we have 50 Hz output, and we're going to plug in this heat gun over here. The heat gun has 2000 watts of output at full power, so it should disconnect itself. Let's plug it in. So looks like we didn't turn on AC. There we go. So it gets a bit of getting used to. Currently we can see we're consuming 979 watts of output. And the output is at 229 volts, 230 volts. Now, let's go on to the second power level. (1,800 watts of power, 1840. As we can see, at this consumption, we have 10 minutes of battery power left. Nine minutes of battery power left. So actually, it can hold on 1800 watts without any issue. We will do a future video with detailed battery tests, solar charging tests, and consumption tests. How far can we push it until it actually switches off? If we connect it to an oscilloscope, we can check whether it does have pure sine wave power. And as we can see, it does. And the frequency is precisely 50 Hertz. Let's test the charging. Here we've got the original cable. And we've got an AC socket over here. We plug it into the AC input and connect it. As we can see, we have the input here. It is currently growing. It is currently consuming 465 watts of input, 535 watts of input, and we can see 2 hours are remaining. So it's charging the battery at a relatively slow rate in order to reduce the strain on it. So in 2 hours, it should be fully charged. We can also change the charging speed, and this is done using this switch over here. Currently it's at slow charging, meaning it will preserve battery life and give lower strain on the AC. We can switch it to quick charging. And if we do so, we can see that the input power starts to increase and it goes to about 1,200 watts. At this power, it will be fully charged in 60 minutes from 26%. This power station has another great function, which is UPS, uninterruptible power supply. So now we've got it charging on slow charge mode. It's consuming 500 watts of 60 Hertz input. Now we enable AC. The UPS signal over there, the UPS indicator over there has lit up. Now let's try to turn on our heat gun. As you can see, the input has grown to 1,200 watts and the output is currently at 733 watts of 60 Hertz and 199 volts. We have a very high voltage drop because of the cable length. Now, let's simulate power failure. We will pull out the plug. As we can see, the output has grown to the kilowatt at 230 volts. It's still at 60 Hertz and the input is 0. It will be fully discharged in 23 minutes. Now, let's connect the plug back and see what happens. we can see that the UPS indicator is shining again. It's consuming 1157 watts, charging the battery and supplying 750 watts of power. And finally, we will try connecting this power station to Wi-Fi to enable some monitoring and configuration. For that, we turn the power station on. There we go. And we use this pin here, which was included in the packaging. There is this hole over here where we insert the pin and press it until we hear a beep. As you can see now, there is a Wi-Fi signal over there. It's blinking. So now we open our phone. We need to install the Wonder free app and we add a device. And there we go. We have the P1500 Plus. Now, we need to enter our home Wi-Fi password for it to connect to our home Wi-Fi. As you can see now, it is loading. It is currently connected to our phone per Bluetooth. We have a binding timeout. Let's try again. Okay, so we have been able to pair it successfully. Seems like the issue is in Wi-Fi passwords. It is not able to connect to a Wi-Fi network which has a password. At least, not for now. I have been able to pair it by creating a hotspot without a password, with no security, and then entering the Wi-Fi password field in as blank. Now, we can give the power station a name, or we can just leave it like that and save it. Loading. And now we can see some parameters of the power station. We see that the battery is 96% full. We do not see temperature, so it's 0 degrees Celsius, and certainly not 0 degrees Celsius here. We see that there are 4 days and 3 hours remaining. Oh, there goes the temperature. We have 20 degrees Celsius. And we have input and output power. We can turn on AC output, or turn it off. And we have USB and Type-C info, as well as LED. And we can also turn on or off DC. And we will see the power consumption. There are some other settings as well. We can switch frequency to 60 Hz. Then we have this here, which is in Chinese. I cannot understand it. And we can see the versions and the device key. What we also have here is a QR code to share this device. And we can change its name. We cannot, however, change its current Wi-Fi network out of the one it's currently in, so it will only work in my hotspot without a password. What we can do is we can also change the output power voltage. We can change it between 220, 230, and 240 volts. But not to 110 or 120 volts, as would be the standard for the US. So this is a version which is hardware limited to this voltage setting. Take note, I am not currently having my hotspot on. This is because the power station also has Bluetooth connection capabilities. However, only in the case that it cannot find the Wi-Fi. So to set it up, you do need a Wi-Fi network without a password. Just use your hotspot. But it will be limited and not configurable from a long distance. Those are the limitations. So, the verdict. They did manage to make a working Wi-Fi Bluetooth connection, but it only works on networks without a Wi-Fi password. And I am not sure if this is dependent on the app software and will be fixed in a future app update, or dependent on the software installed on the power station and will only be updated to future users if so. I will contact the seller and manufacturer and see what their responses will be to this issue. Other than that, I was not able to find any issues, so I give it 4.5 out of 5 stars because of their inability to make a proper Internet of Things feature. As for the rest, it's a very solid option, especially for its price. And so, that's it for the video, and we'll see you in the next video. Check out the router tests we've done in the past, and we'll be doing them in the future on large open areas with exact gradations so you can see everything very clearly. Until next time, ciao. We can also change the charge speed. This is done using... Заново.
Куди ти торкнувся?
Grounding термінал.